Today's podcast is brought to you by DPH Biologicals. To unharness your soil's fertility to maximize yield, visit dphbio.com. That's dphbio.com. Sometimes in life, you find yourself on the right side of the line.
Do you think there's a little PTSD somewhere in there in the biathlon? I mean, you've got somebody wore out to their wits' end, and now you're going to hand them a rifle? Is that really a good idea?
I mean, I'd be like that one girl, Carrie Strug, and she made that jump with a broken ankle. I could do that.
Live from Texas, this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast. You hear that? It's Brent and Landon, and this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast.
Yes, ma'am, it is the Dryline Farmer Podcast. I am your host, Brent Carlson, as always. And unfortunately, not as always, Landon, because I've got the microphone working again, the good microphone, but now I still can't get him into my computer because, you know, he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Amarillo, so he can't exactly come out, drive to my house, which is a whole 13 miles outside of town from where he works. But, you know, hey, you know, it's a hard time we live in with the pandemic and everything. So you do what you got to do. But nonetheless, it's me. I promise we're going to get Landon back in here as soon as we can to make this podcast actually listenable so we can have a little more action going on because let's be honest, solo, it's always more fun with a friend. Aren't we? Can we all agree on that? Yes, we can. And I'm also hearing an echo in my headphones. So here's what happened. All I did was knock over the microphone that Landon used to use, and now it didn't work. It stopped working. Didn't unplug anything. Unless there's some kind of update I don't know about. The device not migrated thing I talked about the other day, I don't think it matters. Because now I've got the microphone working, but the fader, that cool thing that you slide up and down on the mixer, you know, look like DJ Jazzy Jeff, but it doesn't work. Only the gain knob works. So usually knobs are somebody you don't want to be around, and slider, you know, everybody loves eating sliders, and Slider was one of the pilots in Top Gun. But whatever the case, the only thing that controls my volume on here is the gain, and I know everybody wants to hear about how podcasting technicals work, logistics, whatever big word it is, I don't remember. But whatever the case, here we are. And now, so yeah, farming's pretty much come to kind of a quiet standstill right now. They've got a running tally up in Amarillo on how many consecutive days we've had without any measurable precipitation, and I think we're up to like 50 or something, which frankly I kind of didn't even know why that would make the records, but apparently that's in the top 10 because they talk about it on the news. So, and the forecast looks like we're going to just start smashing records because there ain't nothing in the forecast for nothing, no time, anything in sight. So just keep on, I guess, writing those little tally marks down because ain't raining ain't anytime soon. So just forget it. We actually played golf this afternoon. It was a beautiful, perfect day to play golf. Even to suck at golf, which is what we did. Of course, we played the hard course, and not that really had anything to do with it, but it certainly didn't help things. But today it was 72. Tomorrow's going to be even warmer. 78, Friday 69, baby. And then 65 Saturday. Sunday is going to be 53. So, you know. And it's going to get down to like 20. So maybe that'll get the last, tarantulas and scorpions. Maybe that'll put them under for the winter. But whatever the case, it's going to be a nice several days. Yeah. So played some golf. They got the Amarillo Farm and Ranch Show going on. And haven't made it up there. Decided we'd go play golf and spend some time outside instead of going in there and rubbing up against all the greasy tires that they... Is that like the tires on all the new equipment at the farm show, I mean, it's not stripper glitter. Is it like tractor tar or maybe, I don't know, gear grease or something? But they all grease them down to make them look wet and everything. And, you kind of touch on it and everything, and you take a little bit of it home with you. So that's always kind of, oh, man. I hit too many shots today on the golf course. I got tired. But what is with that stuff? Is it like clean sheen? Or is it like mane and tail? I don't know what they put on those tires at the farm show, but whatever the case, it's their. I guess those are the show beats, as Dwight Schrute would say. But so they got that going on. And if you caught the very beginning of the podcast, we have a new real world actual sponsor, DPH Biologicals. Yes, that's right. You heard it right. So we wanted this. I know this podcast is a little different than our other friends on the network, which is of course the Global Ag Network. We have some scripted, non-real sponsors, and if you didn't figure that out, I don't know what to tell you because they're pretty obviously not real. But those guys are real. Check them out, DPH Biological, and they're a great outfit. So, this week I've kind of gotten my nerd on. So I've been working in the barn, the steer calf barn, and doing some stuff, putting some pipe in, laying some pipe, if you know what I mean. But no, not that kind of pipe. That's what she said. But I've gotten into these YouTube clips of Senate hearings, like 5 to 10 minute clips. Of course, I only do the one-sided ones. I don't want to hear the other side. I only want to hear the Republicans, where the title says Senator Hawley schools Biden nominee, whoever, and it's kind of like addiction to nothingness. You get into it and you're just real. I mean, it's another one of those things that's really impressive that somebody can be asked a question and like they know, the questioner knows what's going on. The questionee, the nominee knows what's going on. And, so they ask him a question. They could ask him like, is the sky blue today? And anytime they ever start their answer with, thank you, Senator, for that question. The senator could have just called him a big bald-headed cow with 4 teats and 3 of them don't work. They go to cabinets, that kind of thing. Anyway, so whenever they say thank you, Senator, for that question, they'll say that to anything. And they're always only got like, they only give them like 30 seconds. It always seems like my time's really short. But anyway, it's just amazing how these people will not answer the question. I mean, I wish the senators or the congressman or whoever it is would just say, look, I know what you're going to say. Just say you're not going to answer so we can move on to not vote for you. And everybody else in the majority is going to vote for you anyway. So I don't know really what we're worried about here. But whatever the case, thank you, Senator, for your question, that kind of thing. So, yeah. But no, so I've gotten into those. Just get on YouTube. It's kind of I don't know if it's fun. If it's fun, I guess you've got problems like I do. But whatever the case, it's kind of a depressing state to be in when you're listening to Senate nomination hearings. But hey, they are pretty cool. I mean, you can only listen to so many Family Guy clips. And I wanted to get into another TV show that I started. It's on FX called What We Do in the Shadows. Now, everybody check this out. It's more of a guy show. It's a comedy about these vampires. We watched it through Hulu. And if Delaney, if y'all could get Hulu as a sponsor, that would be really awesome. But whatever the case, farming's slow right now. We're just, making sure the fence is hot, making sure the water's up, and all that good stuff for the cattle. We're not planting, we're not harvesting, we're not, spreading manure or compost or anything like that. You got time. That's what I'm saying. You got time. Everybody knows Facebook time goes up this time of the year. Twitter time goes up. You get fat. Everybody's, hunting for presents under the tree and all that kind of stuff. You've got time to check out What We Do in the Shadows. Funniest, most clever show I've seen come across the television set in a good long while since ever since. It's kind of like The Office. So they've got the one single camera deal. You got this married couple that are vampires. You got another single guy that's a vampire. And then you've got another guy who is he is An energy vampire, yeah. So he doesn't have the fangs or whatever, but he can do all the things that the other vampires can't do. He goes out, he's got a regular job, he goes out during the daytime so the sunlight doesn't affect him, and he feeds off the energy of other people that he talks to. Tell me if this reminds you of anybody anywhere in the country. He goes to the office, like the TV show. It's just a whole bunch of cubicles. He works in a job. He doesn't even know what his company does. And he just makes this banal small talk. Is that how you say? I've been dying to use that word, banal, banal, anal. No, it's not anal. Boring. That's it. He makes just this boring small talk conversation, and the person listening to him just slowly wears down, and that's what he feeds off of. And it's really a clever premise. And of course, they're all like 400, 500, 600 years old. They all became vampires in like the Middle Ages. And one of them's called, the single guy's Nandor the Relentless. And then you've got Nadja and Laszlo. And then really what ties it all in together is what they call the familiar. And basically it's just another name for a servant for a vampire. But they call his name is Guillermo. But the married couple, they always intentionally, call him by the wrong name or whatever. But I highly recommend it. It's really a funny show. It's been on for 3 seasons now. I remember seeing it advertised the first season it came out, and obviously it's been 2-3 years ago. And I thought, man, that's really something I think I could get into. But I never did watch it. I was continually watching reruns of The Office and all that good stuff. So I highly recommend it. What We Do in the Shadows. It's on FX. You can binge it all you want. Hilarious stuff. They live on Staten Island up there in New York, and they, go through all that, regular world. They put them in situations like the first couple episodes. They go to a city council meeting. They go to a Super Bowl party, and of course all the stuff has to happen after the sun goes down. So they're up all night, and then the servant, he's, up all night serving them, and then during the daytime, he has to go live about his regular life. So it's just really a funny sitcom. I guess it's not really a sitcom. I guess it is. But whatever the case, they do the little interviews to the camera. They look at the camera just like they do in The Office, and it's really just, it's a pretty good show, so check that out. This ain't going to be like a TV review show or whatever, but once we get Landon back here, and he said he's watched the first episode, and that's about it, but at least I did get him on to Curb Your Enthusiasm. But so anyway, check it out. That's a really good deal. Fun stuff. I had more parking lot issues today, so I went to Lowe's, and so they have the Lowe's Pros parking spots, and they have them in front of the handicap spots, which I find kind of insulting if you're a handicap guy. I mean, granted, nobody's ever parked in the handicap spots, and there were handicap spots at the Sherwin-Williams, which I don't know too many paralyzed folks that are painting. I mean, I'm sorry they can't, but I'm not sure that too many of them are painting. But that kind of sticks the knife a little bit further in the back, in the spine that doesn't work when you put the Lowe's Pros parking lot spots in front of the handicap spots. And I just always thought that was today when I saw that, I thought that was kind of interesting that they would do that. And so what do I do? Of course, I park in the Lowe's Pros because I'm fixing to go buy a $30 board foot lumber or whatever it was. I don't know. I got some 1x6s, but whatever the case, I did that. Everybody loves to hear about parking. I know they do. It's just one of those great things. You know what? I wrote down this deal. So there's this thing called the Slim Jim Thief. We're going to look that up, and we'll be right back after this fake sponsor with the Dryline Farmer Podcast. I'm bald. I'm incontinent. I'm short as I'm fat as I haven't crapped in 10 days. I've been married 7 times. I beat our family dog on a daily basis. My parents call me Cowface. I went on a date with my grandma. My cousins aren't allowed to feed me. I'm a strip club bathroom attendant. I'm a strip club DJ. I'm a strip club owner. I'm a strip club caterer. I'm a fluffer. I have IBS. I can't hear for shit. I have 11 fingers. 12 hankers. I'm an alcoholic. But that's only one part of who I am. Who I am. Who I am. Who I am. Be proud of yourself in whatever situation you are, because together we can. Brought to you by Americans with Weird Problems Act and this station. Well, isn't that just a lovely message that everybody can get across? Well, shoplifters hanker for beef jerky, Slim Jims. This is out of, let's see, shoplifters hanker for beef jerky, Slim Jims. This is on the Lancaster News. Now, if you're really looking for some dramatic crime, the First 48, Law and Order, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13, whatever order it went in, look no further, because we have the granddaddy of all criminal capers that tops it. Dateline, Lancaster, South Carolina. Murphy Express is attracting criminals craving meat snacks. This is, just for a little side note here, this is full of that's what she says, but I digress. Loads of meat snacks. An unknown woman shoplifted $133 worth of beef jerky. Now, if anybody saw my post a couple weeks ago about a little beef jerky I got, that would have been like a half a pound of beef jerky if it had been $133. But she got $133 worth of beef jerky, beef and cheese sticks, and Big Mama snacks on April 26th, according to a Lancaster Police Department report. 3 days later, now they always say they returned to the scene of the crime. 3 days later, a man slipped off his beef jerky. Slipped off with $99 worth of giant Slim Jims. You would think the woman would come after the giant Slim Jims. The thefts weren't reported until last month, when a manager spoke with a patrolling officer at the convenience store located on South Carolina 9. In video surveillance footage, the woman makes a beeline for the snack aisle and puts about 90 snack packages into a black bag. You would think, I guess, you would think that would be kind of one of those impulse thefts where, you see the people kind of watching you on that bird's eye mirror deal they got in the corner of the store. But this was actually thought through, because she's had the foreknowledge to bring a caper bag to put her Slim Jims in, or her beef jerky. Again, I'm surprised she didn't get the giant Slim Jims, but she makes a beeline for the snack aisle and puts about 90 snack packages into a black bag before walking out, the report said. The man is seen on the video stuffing handfuls of giant Slim Jims into his pants. They only wish that's what he was doing, because that's what she said, that's what she said, that's what she said, that's what she said, that's what she said. Because you've got craving meat snacks, loads of meat snacks, beef and cheese stick. Well, that one doesn't really work. Big Mama. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. The woman makes a beeline for the snack aisle. That doesn't really work. But the dude had with a video stuffing handfuls of giant Slim Jims into his pants. Kind of sounds like a party. Not for me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But it does say both incidents are under investigation. Now, if we can go further into this, let's see. Now, on another side note, the fellow that created the recipe for the Slim Jim died of COVID. So that is obviously not a joke in itself, but it is somewhat coincidental in the deal nonetheless. So, yeah. But I'm going to see if there's any follow-up on this. We're going to do Slim Jim Jerky Thief, Lancaster. Now, in there, I think there's a Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Let's see here. It's got two deals here. Oh, here we go. National World Archives. Let's see where this takes us to. It's already... Oh, so, okay, under this deal, it's got Death sentence of Saudi man jailed as a teen for anti-government protests is commuted. 2 killed in wreck, driver arrested. Jackson police investigate spate of weekend shootings. So here's what I like to say. I clicked on a link that has absolutely nothing to do with it, or it's so far down on the 87,000th page of this website that I can't find it anywhere. But there are a whole lot more important stories on this deal. Like, for instance, man raises funds to bring city's homeless to hotel during Arctic blast. This was back in February. This is actually on my birthday. These are all on my birthday, which is somewhat interesting. First confirmed U.S. case of Omicron coronavirus variant detected. Now, if everybody hasn't learned, so when we went to tech, or when we went to college and we got into the fraternity, they, of course, told you had to learn all the alphabet, or the Greek alphabet, because obviously all of the Greek fraternities and sororities are named with Greek letters, Greek alphabet, and we were Alpha Gamma Rho, and so we're down to Omicron. I don't think there was one sorority or one fraternity in a Texas Tech that had Omicron in it. But fortunately, we do know what Omicron is because now it's a coronavirus variant. Now, we're going to see if that did anything to the market. Let's see. Right now, it did crash earlier today, and I had just a terrible day of trading. But whatever the case, nope, we're up 13 points. So hopefully, let's see what our grains are doing right now. Since we've got it up here, okie doke, not much. Pretty quiet night, to say the least. So Slim Jim, you would think Slim Jims would really affect the market, something terrible. Have kind of a Slim Jim market crash, like a flash crash. I don't know. I don't know if this guy sold the Slim Jims, like put it on you wouldn't think there'd be a black market for Slim Jims. Especially after they've been pantsed Slim Jims, to me seems like just something just really not a good calling card, or I just hope he gave it a discount. That's kind of worse than the dented can, which I don't know. If I was a grocer, I wouldn't give any discounts for dented cans, but whatever the case. So that's one of those things. Well, guys, as you can tell, we need Landon because it's just the show runs short with Slim Jim stories and PSAs about people with disabilities that really aren't disabilities. I mean, if you got 11 fingers, that's kind of an upside thing, I would say. But whatever the case, guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to get some heavier material going on. And shout out again to the Global Ag Network. Check us out on iTunes. We're all over that thing. Give us some good reviews. And if you give us a bad review, we'll read it on the podcast as long as it's clever. So, guys, until next time, y'all go out to all the farm shows. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Customer appreciation dinners, tax time. So, yeah, go to the farm show. Get yourself 15,000 yardsticks and a couple of Werther's Originals. Tom Tenson. I just talked to him today. So, guys, until next time, y'all be cool, y'all be safe, and we'll ask you, what side of the line are you on?